वेलकम टू वी लर्न में आपका स्वागत है. Topic under consideration is International Marketing Management and we are covering section 16. Topics to be covered are emerging trends and issues in international marketing and introduction, emerging global competition, information technology and international marketing, and social ethics and environmental issues. An introduction. The fact that international trade, since many years they have been expanding at a very faster than global output, it is a clear indication that international market has become more important than domestic market for a number of countries or companies and products. So the rapid growth of world market has naturally led to the growth in competition, because there is a huge growth in overall world market, so there bound to be a rise in the competition. Since there is a growing competition, so the rules of the games are changing. Now what is happening? The war of external trade is no longer fought with traditional weapons of the 4 P's, that is product, price, praise and promotion. There is a tremendous growth in technology, particularly in the fields of communication, information, transportation, and they have provided new weapons in the armory of countries and companies. Now there is an emergence of large size multinational firms which are particularly in the developed world, and the large numbers of merger and acquisitions that are happening across national borders. So they have thrown a lot many challenges too, and they have provided opportunities for competing firms also. Other than that, there are environmental and ethical considerations which are increasingly determining the extent of market access a product can hope to get in an overseas market. When we talk about emerging global competition, so competition nowadays is becoming more and more global in an increasing number of industries and markets. So with the progressive liberalization, जैसे ही liberalization हुआ of economic policies in so many countries, the firms, they have faced a lot of competitions, overseas ही नहीं बल्कि domestic market में भी. अब हम MNCs और global competition की बात करें, so there are many industries which are basically characterized by multinational, the dominance of multinational companies. वो उनकी basic characteristic क्या है कि उसमें MNCs की dominance है. So the size of operation of MNCs is mind-boggling here. The annual sales turnover of a number of MNCs is higher than the gross domestic product in most of the developing countries. There are a number of MNCs and their subsidiaries, they have grown rapidly. There is a significant share of global investment when we talk about, right? So production, there is a significant share of production, employment. Their combined sales turnover is estimated to exceed the aggregate GDP of all developing nations, even including the oil exports. When we talk about liberalization of economic policies across the world, it has also facilitated the market penetration and expansion of MNCs. So when the liberalization policies are introduced into the country, into an economy, so there is a marked improvement in the market share, market penetration and expansion of MNCs, which in turn intensifies and multiplies the global competition. So there are other several local and national firms which have also taken over by MNCs, and many have downed their shutters because of increasing competition. When we talk about small firms and global business, the growth in the number and size of MNCs, that does not imply that the small firms have no competitive edge in global businesses. Size has an advantage and disadvantage. Large companies, they need not necessarily be efficient or highly competitive. A large number of companies, they need not necessarily, of loss-making companies in Fortune 500 list is an indication of the fact, right? Let's take an example where John Naisbitt, he observed in the global paradox that small and medium-sized companies are creating huge global economy. So about 50% of the US exports is accounted for by companies with 19 or fewer employees. Right. So there are companies that have risen to global leadership over the recent decades, invariably began with ambitions that are out of proportion to their resources. Right. Now when we talk about mergers and acquisitions, there are several industries across the world, they have been witnessing significant M&As and the resultant consolidations of market power. There have been a large number of mega mergers, and many mergers have been international in nature. M&As have obviously implications on all operations of business, which affect the productivity, the profit, the efficiency, competition, cost reduction, market share. In recent year, you say there have been tremendous growth in cross-border mega mergers, right? So M&A is also employed as a market entry strategy. According to UNCTAD in 1998, nearly 90% of large cross-borders M&As, which do not necessarily require cash or new funds, but can be based on mutual exchange of stock. Right? There are mergers that have been the result of realization of the respective companies of the need to consolidate their power to effectively fight competitions. Right? Since M&A have the effect of reducing the number of competitors, consumer interest may be adversely affected. Right? So there are several mergers that have been the result of the realization by the respective companies of no need to consolidate their power but to effectively fight competition. So M&As have obviously been causing changes in the competitive equations. Information technology and international marketing. Information technology, it's been revolutionized marketing operations. We also see telemarketing has been brought about a significant change in the techniques of communication with customers. So the revolutionary change in the information technology, it is sweeping across global business. Development in telecommunication and information technologies have cut down the barriers of time and place of doing business. It is now possible for customers and suppliers to transact business at any time in any part of the globe. So effective use of information technology helps a company identify and profile customers, reach out to customers quickly and effectively, and make inventory management and distribution system more efficiently. When we talk about telemarketing, so one of the recent development in the developing country is telemarketing. So telemarketing basically refers to the use of modern telecommunication techniques such as telephones or fax, televisions, computers or internet, while marketers interacting between the buyers and the sellers. telemarketing mostly involved the use of telephone or transacting business, so that it was defined as a form of non-store retailing in which a salesperson initiates contact, right? Therefore, consumer placing routine order or orders for standardized product. Telemarketing saves them from drudgery and time and cost of going to the shop. Telemarketing progressed rapidly in the advances in information technology, substantially altering the modus operandi of marketing. Needless to add, it has revolutionized international marketing. It is now very easy to identify and profile customers or suppliers across the globe. When we talk about internet and e-business, so there has been an explosive growth in the use of internet and e-commerce worldwide. Between 1993 and 97, the number of internet hosts grew from 1 million to 20 million. By 2001, the figure has risen to 120 million. Right? It is the developed countries and the newly industrialized economies that the internet and e-commerce have made rapid strides. However, in the developing countries, when we talk across Southeast Asia, Argentina or Brazil, uptake of the internet has also been growing rapidly. Right? Retailing in developed market is increasingly becoming net-tailing or e-tailing. Developing countries will follow the trend sooner or later. The place in the marketing mix is gradually being replaced by the net space. The channel system is being drastically, structured and restructured. So the number of intermediaries is falling. There are a large number of matchmakers or intermediaries who have sprung up. So intermediaries are people who can play a useful role even when there are established dealers for a product. Right? When we talk about the net facilities, they are quick, they are easy, they are widely reachable across the globe, both for the seller and the buyer. When we talk about e-commerce, it is becoming increasingly popular in business-to-business marketing, right? Internet is also creating new opportunities to raise service levels, which are increasingly the key to the success of business-to-business and business-to-customer trading. As internet technology advances and overcomes the problems with reliability and speed, it is likely to be used in almost every conceivable way to trade goods and services. So the internet's biggest impact will come from efficiency improvement. Right? It introduces within the firm that use the internet to streamline product and market research. They improve the production and marketing efforts around the world, form and develop business alliances, and better integration of the entire value chain from the supplier to end user. There are trade distribution and in logistic industries which also deal with two flows, that are flow of goods and counter flow of information. So the efficiency of these industries is being dramatically improved by internet-based methods. These supply chain efficiencies have made direct retailing of consumer products such as clothing, processed food and health product at global level possible. Internet seems to have set to become a major marketing tool for list some commodities and enable producers, buyers, or even marketing authorities develop close relationship with final overseas customers. When we talk about lower transaction cost, it also provides opportunities for many rural and regional communities. They revitalize their economic scale. So when it is internet, when it is used skillfully, it can create opportunities for farmers or using small businesses, right? They increase the capacity of the communities. They provide create focal point for inquiries about local businesses. They create global businesses and develop new products and services. When pictorial, the internet, the intranet and extranet explain, intranet is something which the management and employees, production centers, it could be used. Extranet is for the vendors or the suppliers, right, for the distributors or for the bankers, and for the internet it is basically for the competitors, for general public and the customers. There are certain social, ethical and environmental issues in this. So while there is a genuine need, issue should be appreciated and attended to. The unfortunate thing is that at times these issues are raised deliberately to harass certain firms or countries that do not toe the line of the importers of the or the host countries, right? So one of the important social issue in the developed country in respect of business with the developing country pertains to treatment of labor and children. Child labor used in the manufacture of products exported from the developing country is widely criticized by many in the developing country. The term business ethics refers to the system of moral principle. So international marketers find that the norms of ethics vary from country to country. There are environmental issues which leads to an increase in the discussion in the international business horizon. Alright, there are two activities that needs to be done. Explain how mergers and acquisition affect global competition and examine how advances in information technology impact businesses. Thank you and have a nice day. Keep learning, be learning.